What's up? Welcome aboard. I'm just about done getting cleaned up for the rest of the crew, but yeah, come on, get cozy, make yourself at home. How about while we're waiting for everybody, how about we have a little story time? How about I tell you about the last crew that I ran with? Last time we ran with the crew, we were kind of like the Robin Hood of the galaxy, except, I guess we stole from bandits and we just kept the credits for ourselves. I guess we're pirates, yeah. Maybe less Robin and more pirates. But you're not here to be my moral compass. You're just here to hear your story for now, okay? So just listen up.
The day started off in orbit around Crusader. The crew's coming from all over the verse, so while everyone pulled up, I got under the hood of my Corsair just to say hello to everyone as they pulled up. I'm pretty excited to have some extra firepower on these missions, but I'm mostly just pumped to have actually a crew to fly with. Oh my god, there's a man! There's a man. That's scary. After a few interesting introductions, we headed off to our very first extreme risk target for the day, with the hopes that one of the enemy ships will be carrying some extremely high value cargo. We are mainly looking for maize and weevil eggs. They have the highest payout, and with a crew of this size, we do need a pretty big score to make sure that everybody leaves with their pockets full of credits. I gotta say, I do like having a crew. It's kind of nice being able to do a little bit of war journalism while they do all the hard work for me. After that fight, the crew started to scan the cargo holds while I had to go off and refill my belly at the nearest mining outpost. I was on the verge of dying of dehydration and I needed a drink of water before carrying on with any more contracts. Thankfully, the crew that I was with was way more prepared than I am. There was plenty of water bottles to go around. After a little meetup, some crew members joined me on board my Corsair to man the turrets. And once we got comfy in our new seats, it was back to work. This time, we have a contract on the light side of Daymar, thank goodness. Sometimes I feel like I've been cursed with only getting missions taking place during the night, but yeah, it's a nice little change of scenery. At this point in the operation, I've kind of lost count on who is part of the org and who isn't, but even with all of the new ships in the airspace, I am very impressed that the Cosmic Cozy crew didn't have any friendly fire incidents, so nicely done, everybody. This next contract we're headed to seems very promising. There is a massive reclaimer and a few other escort ships with cargo inside. Now, I'll just cut to the chase and say that they mostly had scrap and other just kind of garbage on board. They can sell for a decent profit, but we are after the very illegal and very expensive cargo. And so far, we can't find anything, but this next contract in the asteroids of Yella also seems promising, mostly because there is a large ship carrying cargo. I hope those hit. I don't know if they will. Nice. Good stuff. My scanners were being a little sassy, so I had no choice but to go hand inspect the ship's cargo. Inside were just a couple boxes that were kind of worth something. I didn't want to fill my cargo hold with just garbage, so I kind of let everybody know that if they wanted it, they can take it. I still had my eyes on the prize, so it's off to the next contract for me and everybody that wants to be on board my Corsair. How did you get for having garbage? Before moving on, I needed to make some repairs and stock back up on missiles. These ERTs just eat through my ammo and my shields. Mostly because I'm too busy making sure that I'm getting a good angle on the fight. Not really paying attention to, how my ship's doing. Just basic captain things. But I'm very glad that I did make the stop, because up next we have a pretty stacked fleet with an 890 jump and a few other large cargo vessels. jump didn't have any cargo on board, but there was a C2 nearby carrying some extremely high valued goods. Since there were just so many people working for the org at this point, I just focused on documenting this find and, well, I guess looking cool while I'm at it. We shared the loot love, dividing cargo as evenly as we could. Some people in the org needed more money than others, so we let those other people have the boxes. But while we're on our way to the next contract, let me just tell you how absolutely excited I am for the players to be out in the next few weeks. I just want to crew it with my org and do operations just like this, where we kind of travel around, take out high value targets and steal their cargo. Just the feeling of having a crew makes my heart so happy. Even a crew for something like the Starlancer would be amazing. I'm just so excited for the next few weeks of multi-crew gaming with you guys. So, I mean, what about you? What are you excited for? And while you're typing it up, let me give you something cool to look at. We got another 890 jump to take out. This bounty wasn't hard at all. We managed to take down the target and their escorts with no problem. Because at this point in the operation, we picked up a lot of new faces, so it was time to take a break and say hello to everybody. So we parked our Corsairs on a nearby mountain and had ourselves a little org meetup. I just want to take some time and say that whenever I play with people from my Discord, Twitch, and YouTube channels, you're always just so much fun to game with. I get stuck running missions solo a lot, so being able to share some new memories with people in real time just really reignites my love for this game and just the Star Citizen project as a whole. With that little reunion out of the way, it is now time to get back to work. This next contract will be a fun one, because there is a Hammerhead with a small fighter escort that needs to be taken out. Now, Hammerheads are scary for me, specifically, just because, well, for one, they have a lot of guns, and two, I have a pretty bad tendency to not pay attention to, well, how my ship's hull is doing. So these are always a gamble for me, but usually they're pretty fun. We took out the fleet and we did a couple scans and found out that there's some pretty high valued goods on here. Between the Slam and the Quantanium, I think this is going to be a pretty good haul. Now usually you can get the cargo ramp down to make your life easier, but this one was being a little bit of a pain. Probably because it was too damaged. So the only other option was to EVA to the front of the Hammerhead and go in through the airlock manually. Maybe you just rip the cargo out from there too. Flying into the belly of this burning beast felt so cool. I mean, I'm kind of glad that the elevator didn't work from the outside, because if it did, I wouldn't be flying down this fiery tube with the boys. And who would want to miss out on that? When we finally did get to the cargo area, we grabbed the Weevil eggs and even some Quantanium to really spice up the deal. But as you can see too, the Cosmic Cozy crew is very thorough when we go into wrecks like this. I'm kidding. Can you hear my sarcasm in my voice? I was being called out all day for missing out on valuable boxes, okay? Not perfect. The crew got to work scraping the hull and clearing out the cargo, while I left to go do some repairs and resupply my Corsair, like usual. On our way out of orbit, I was going to get us another contract so we can keep our lucky streak going, and then Star Citizen said no. I do have a bad habit of accidentally turning on self-destruct while playing with my camera controls, so maybe that's what happened. Or maybe a box just blew us up. I have no idea. But regardless, that kind of killed our motivation for the evening, so we all just kind of went our separate ways once most of us woke up in the hospital.